Well, look what we have from Hunkydory today. We have these little books, and I know how popular they are. Probably, well, they have wonderful art, but you also have 120 sheets in each one. Wow, that's a lot. And I'll be showing you all of the sheets as I go through each of the projects. So we have Floral Tarot, that's interesting, Eastern Treasures, Denim, and then essential inserts. Now the inserts give you the greetings that you'll need maybe for the front as well as the inside of your card. So that's work. Everything is designed to work together so far as the inserts with each of the little books. So just like that. Okay, let me get into the, well, I think I'll just show you the very first one, okay? Floral Tarot is going to be our first, and these books are 4 1/8 by 5 3/4, okay? And you're going to get 20 different designs, and you get 6 of each, so 120 sheets. And let me hold that up again. That's over 1/2 inch thick. So that's really going to give you a lot to do. Now, Floral Tarot, here we go. You can see the orchids. So they each have this rounded corner edge. They are single-sided. And as I said, you get 6 of each. Hydrangeas. So they all have, you know, this kind of little bit mystical around them with suns and moons and stars and lots of flowers, as you can see. Iris, sunflower. Oh, isn't that pretty? And the lotus. And so going through 20 is going to give you a lot. And they also have, in this one, I think this is the only one, these smaller versions. So that's really kind of neat. Gives you some other designing opportunities. In fact, these are the 4 that is used in the very first project. So we will show you that. So we're going to have lots of fun. And actually, let me show you one of the projects. Well, this happens to be out of Eastern Treasures. So won't you please come play with us? Well, that was a long opening, wasn't it? So anyway, this is our first card by Heidi, and this is the Floral Tarot, as I said. And this is using a couple of different things. This is using, as I said, these smaller pieces. So you can see the chrysanthemum, you can see the marigold. In fact, this is a die cut that we have. Isn't that fun? And you can see the daisy. So she did not use the zinnia. But she did use the others. And she also paired this with the triple box card cutting die. Now, what's fun about this is that you have one die, which of course you only cut 3 times. And let me show you what that die looks like. And it is just one piece, but it is solid. So it has, you can kind of see how it's going to create a box. Get you. We have the flap on the end, which is going to get extra sticky tape on it. So here is one of those cut, and you can just score it on the folds, put extra sticky tape on the flap, and then tuck that inside and create your box. And then you can add more boxes to it, put extra sticky tape, and attach them together. And then, as we showed here, you have a stand-up card, but you have this really fun collapsing card. Now, this will fit into our 10 envelopes package, so you don't need to worry that you're not going to easily have envelopes for it. And as you can see, and how fun that that's going to just pop up. And you can write your messages on the back. Whoops, we'll take that off. And you can decorate them as Heidi has done. So let's get into what she has used. So for her boxes, and you can see they are all slightly different colors, she has used the Golden Botanical solid cardstock. And so she's used multiple shades, as you can tell. And she also, so she's made her boxes out of those solids and attached them with the extra sticky tape. Now, to get into what she's done with her art, let me bring those back. So let's say the chrysanthemum. Okay, well, you can tell that she has trimmed it pretty close to that frame, a little bit outside of it. So you can do that. And then for that outside frame, she also used the 3-in-1 corner rounder just to make it match the art. So that's just a nice touch. Now you can make them straight and not curve them, but I think it just adds a little bit of an extra touch, and that just works nicely. So she did it on this one. She did it on the daisy. However, for that, you've got to get in closer to the flower so you can see the measurement. In fact, the measurements and everything are down below. Just click on the card and you'll see you can print them out if you like. So she did that, and then the same thing on the marigold. So she trimmed them down and then did the corner rounders on all three. So everything coordinates perfectly. Then she did use the Golden Botanical 6x6. And for that, that is where she pulled Thinking of You, Love You, Thankful for You. And you could see that these colors are, you know, kind of in the same tones. Now on the back, she elected to use more cutouts from the 6x6. So this little one, that circle, and that tag. Then she has added, these are the oval border dazzles, which for some reason I don't seem to have, but you know what they are. They are hugely, hugely popular. These are the black ones, so just a little bit there, and then you can see what they do on the front. So that's what you have on all of them. They just, you know, I think they should almost be called dress-ups because that's what they do to our projects. It's just wonderful. Okay, so that is our very first project, and beautifully done out of the Floral Tarot. Now we're going to move into the Eastern Treasures. Okay, well, that's the card that I showed you in the beginning. And this has been done differently than what I would normally expect her to do. So let me just show you. So this is our 5 by 6.5 inch card, but this one has a window that's got acetate. And you see how those cut out and layered pieces on the front? Well, they're going to match perfectly to the piece out of the Eastern Treasures little book. So there you go. So what she did is a couple of different things. You can do this in a couple of different sequences, but let me just show you. So to do, oh, you know what? I need to show you what else is in the Eastern Treasures. So let me do that for you. Again, you're going to get 20 designs. So I'm just going to flip through these. Eastern Treasures is going to be Asian art, of course, and you're going to get some just lovely imagery. Fans and jade plants, love dragons. Vice lady, oh, isn't that pretty? Just absolutely lovely. In addition, you also have the birds, and also this is going to be used on our next project. So that's the 20 that you will receive. You're going to get 6 of each, just like we thought. So let me go back to this. Sorry for that little delay. This is going to come out of the essential inserts, so I will show you that toward the end, okay? So what she did on this card is that she removed a rectangle that's 5 inches by 3.5. So she measured that and cut it out. Now, you could always use a cutting die if you have one that's about those measurements. It's up to you. But she did cut out that piece, and then she saved that piece because she might be using it later. So then she did the whole front and in the gold. This is the metallic gold. So there you go. And that gold, of course, is going to look great with anything. So going to use that. And then she cut a smaller piece of the blue glitter, and just very striking with those blue birds. So those are going to get glued to the front. They each have that window cut out, and the easy way to do that is to take that piece that you removed, place it on this matching piece of gold, position it, and then just cut it out. Do the same thing with the glitter and keep those all together. She did put the acetate, and she likes to use the heat-resistant acetate because it is a firmer acetate. And when you're gluing multiple things to it, she just finds that that's just the best way to have them. Okay, then let's go back to this piece of art. You can see the individual elements. So we've got this flower, we have this chrysanthemum, we have this chrysanthemum, and then we have the two birds. So she cut out one of each, and then she layered a second layer, and no, I think it was just a second layer. Yes, just a second layer on them. So the way that that works is that on the bird, it's going to be the whole bird, and then it's going to be the body and this wing, and you'll foam tape that on top. This one is just going to be the center area. You'll cut out a second piece, foam tape it. Same thing here, the center area. Same thing here, the center area thing. You getting the idea of this? Now this bird was cut out, the first image was cut out with this flower because it's kind of hard to separate those two. So that was cut out of a second layer, and then just the head and the top and the wing and a little bit of the breast was cut for the second layer and foam taped in place. Okay, now all of those are attached to the acetate, so that just works nicely. But what she also chose to do, and I'm going to open this up and turn it over, she cut out another layer and used the white side of it, remember they're single-sided, and then taped it in place here so that it would cover all of that adhesive. So just another little designer tip for you. Now the thinking of you comes from the essential inserts. Now this has 20 different designs, and there are 120 sheets. Same thing. So let me show them to you. The thinking of you is, whoops, is right here. There we go. Right there. So you're going to see it like this. You're going to get 6 of them. And just to say, well, that's used on the inside. Okay. And you could color them, you could ink them, you could spatter them, you can mat them, whatever you want to do. But let me show you the rest of them. So here we have many happy returns. So very sorry. Very pretty way to say you're sorry. Yippee, congrats. And make a wish. It's really a sturdy paper. Sent with all my love, on to the next adventure. Especially for you, forever grateful for all that you do. I like the fact that there's different fonts used. Wishing you a very happy birthday, deepest sympathy. Sending best wishes, good luck, all the very best. Congratulations. Enjoy your big day. Love you always. Lovingly handmade. And then we also have hugs and kisses just for you, and well wishes for a speedy recovery. So all of those 6 of each are in that essential inserts. Okay. And the thinking of you is what she trimmed down, and she matted it again on the gold and just attached it right there for the inside. Here we go. You see, hear that segue? She used, this is Unexpected Beauty, and you can see all the colors and how they would go with this collection. In fact, they go with a couple of them. And so she covered the inside with this darker rose. Then she matted this piece, keeping it full size, matted it on the light pink, and just glued that into the inside of her card. Just to say is matted on the gold and just attached down here. So it's not showing when the card is closed. You see how those two greetings line up, so the one is covering up the other one. So that is this card. A lot of things going on, and beautifully done, I might add. Okay, now our next card also is from the Eastern Treasures collection, and this is a stand-up card. So this is a circle stand-up card done with this die. And this is so doggone easy to do. It is just a treasure. So all of the dies are here. We're not going to be using the friend or the happy birthday or the balloons, although you can for something else. We're going to use it this time just like this. Let me show you the card. Can you see that flash of silver? Well, she has put metallic silver with silver glitter, and that's a beautiful combination. And this is the front of the card. Love you always was one of those greetings. And then on the back, she has done the lovingly handmade. But look what else she's done. Now, it was really interesting to go through this, because in this cutting die, you're going to take your base, which for her was the silver metallic, and fold it, because the die is going to sit over those fold lines. So that way you don't pay for a bigger die than you need. All you have to do is fold your cardstock. So that's pretty easy. And then we have, in this case, she cut it out of this light pink and the kind of medium pink. Those two are out of the Unexpected Beauty solid cardstock, so that's nice. This makes it nice to have that twice. And then she trimmed them down. So you can do that, or you can just cut the pieces yourself, whatever you like. But you do need this empty area, because that's what's going to hold this piece, okay? Now, let's getting to that piece. So what she did is she used this art out of the little book. And you can notice that she will kind of do it by that little bird. So she only used the kind of middle area of that tree. And isn't that lovely? I would not have thought of doing that. So she kind of tipped it like so. And using the cutting dies, you're going to cut a circle out of that. And she did it twice, once for the front and once for the back. Okay, so again, you get 6 of them, so that works okay. And then this, we call this a donut, as you can tell. And she did that out of the silver glitter. So the silver glitter combined with the metallic silver, it's just a really, really pretty look. I think it works very, very nicely. Okay, so those are put together. And then she took one more sheet and cut out this whole area, this tree, and a third one with this little bird, and foam taped that. And then she did cut out this bird, and that's fluttering over here. So she adjusted that a little bit. The Love You Always, well, that is in the essential inserts. So she cut it, and then she cut a V in the back, just on the left edge. And she did add some of the heart dazzles. Whoops, the heart dazzles. There's 3 different sizes there, so she's used those. She did use a bow, and you know Heidi, she is going to use her bow maker to make that. And that has come out of the red, I believe it is the red set, okay? On the back of this, she's done the exact same thing, the lovingly handmade with that V, but no layering into the artwork this time. So just layering on the front of the card. You can write your message here, or you can leave lovingly handmade off if you'd like to have that space. And there is a little die in the set to make this piece so it will not spread out. It will stay standing. It'll say standing like that, okay? So that is her second. And by the way, this die is just going to be useful. So many ideas. Now, I haven't talked about the denim, but let me do that right now. So again, you've got 20 designs. So let me go through these. We have, I think they just took everything that was blue denim. So we've got butterflies, we've got pockets, we've got essentials, we've even got a gnome and a teddy bear. So just lots and lots of fun art that is all in blue denim. I love the flowers, and isn't that cute? Okay. So we've got lots of things that you can do with different age groups, so that's nice. Okay, and that, and this. Now let me show you what she has used on the card that we have. And so she has used these two. Don't they look nice and cozy? And this is her card. Okay, so this is, as I said, using this bedroom set. And she has matted it on the silver metallic, just like she used in the last card. And then she has gone into some solid cardstock. This is called Floral Luxury. So this has got your blues that she's going to be using. And so that piece, in fact, there it is, has been matted on the silver and then matted again on a light blue. Her card is 5 by 6.5, as I'm sure you know, and she did cover the front of her card in the darker blue. What I thought was interesting is where she placed this piece. Notice it's over to the right and to the top of her card, and that was nice. She did wrap it with this narrow blue ribbon, and that's out of our blue ribbon set. And and tied a bow with the bow maker and knotted that in place. The Hugs and Kisses Just for You is, of course, out of the Essential Inserts, matted on the silver and then on the dark blue, and attached right here. She did put some pearls. She put some pearls, and these pearls have all the sizes, the little ones in the corner, and then in the center of these little flowers. So that was cute. So that takes care of her card front, and I think it's just very effective. On the inside of her card, okay, so she has cut a smaller piece of the light blue, and she's taken this one. Now, this is the whole piece, so you can see that she cut him down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So she cut it right there and matted the top 3 areas on the dark blue, foam taped that in place, and well wishes for a speedy recovery matted on the silver and then on the light blue, and another bow and more pearls in the flowers on that little sleeping snuggly kitty. Okay, so that is our 4th card. Lots of different things that you can do with these little books of. It's a whole line that Hunkydory keeps releasing things, and I know they're just hugely popular with you because I see all the comments. So we have Denim. For the first time, I think it's the first time, we have the Essential Inserts. We have the Eastern Treasures. There we go. And we have the Floral Tarot. So very, very unique designs and very beautifully done, I might add. So all of these are in a money saver. Where? On the right-hand side of your screen. You can buy them separately, or you can save some money and buy the whole collection, whatever you like. They're, and as I mentioned down below, you just go down, 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 and you can see the 4 cards, and you can click on them and get the written instructions. It's going to look just like this, and you can print that off if you want to, and that will just take care of things. If you happen to be watching us on YouTube, we would love for you to head on over to paperwishes.com. Check out the Money Saver and see what you think of these. I can tell you they're hugely popular. And I do want to thank you for joining us. That's just perfect. And I want to thank Heidi for just being really doggone creative. And that's wonderful for her to share with us. I want to thank you especially for being absolutely the best part of Paper Wishes. Bye-bye. We'll see you again. Bye-bye.